Like 1, 2, 3 seconds. Hey, we're live. How are you? This is Paulo Arias with me, Jose Juan Chiriboga, and Silvia Galambosi, and we're gonna talk to you about Riviera Maya. And if you have questions about how to move to Mexico, what's to live in Riviera Maya, we are opening this space for you guys. But I want you to say hi. As soon as you see this live, just go ahead and say hi, and I will put your comments on the screen so we can get to know you, where you're from, where you're coming from. Just gonna put this C right here. Say hi. Tell us where you're coming from. And if you have questions, we put it on the screen as well. And we're gonna talk about an exciting activity that we have 5 days scouting trip in by the end of October. And with me for that, we have a special guest today, Jose Juan Chiriboga. Jose, say hi.
Hey, how you doing? How are you? Thank you for the invite.
Yeah, say hi and tell us where you're from.
Well, I'm Mexican. I'm actually from the center of Mexico, the city of Puebla, but I've been very fortunate to be living in the Riviera Maya in Cancun for the past 12 years. And it has been honestly a life changer. I used to do hotel, I was in the hotel business hospitality, and I travel a lot. When I found Cancun and Playa del Carmen, honestly, we decided to stay here forever, and it has been amazing.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you. As you know, and let me introduce myself. My name is Silvia, and I'm originally from Hungary, Budapest. And something very similar happened to me as well. I've been living in Playa del Carmen for 5 years. So basically, when we came, I fell in love with the place, and then decided never to go, or at least not for now. And welcome back, Pablo. You want to say hi and tell us where you're from?
Yes. Hello. Hello. Yeah, I got kicked out for whatever
It's
reason.
okay.
Yeah, I'm from Costa Rica. Yeah, I'm from Costa Rica. I'm a Tico that love Mexico, love visiting Mexico, love Riviera Maya, and I love you guys. I do help people move internationally, so I'm very involved in that process of when people decided to move to either to Mexico or to Costa Rica or to any other country. I help them with the shipping part, and I'm very excited about creating the spaces and providing the information so people take better decisions. And this is one of the ways we could do that is it's nothing better than actually spending time on the place you're looking to move. uh, if you spend time, you get to learn what is the setting, what is the day to day, how to shop like a local, maybe the laws that could affect you. What about the healthcare, the insurance? There are many things that you definitely need to know before you move internationally. This is why I'm so excited about this event.
Exactly. Well, thank you, thank you. And before I hand it over to Jose Juan, because it'll be his big part, we've had a lot of people asking about housing options. Is it good to buy? Is it good to rent? What type of rentals can you find in the different areas? What prices and all that? Let me connect to what you've just said, Pablo, because I think when people decide to move abroad, there's so many decisions that they have to make. There's so many things you have to think about that you actually wouldn't think you have to think
Mhm.
about before you do that move. And so when it comes to shipment, there's already a lot of questions. And yes, I know that you've been running International Relocation Partner and you've been in that business for like 16 years. So I'm sure you have met with a lot of stories and a lot of questions and a lot of dilemmas when it comes to international moving. It's basically, this is why, and as you say, this is why we set up this trip, because one of the biggest decisions is like, is it really for me? In general, is it really for me? Do I really want to move? And if I do want to move for some reason, one reason or another, which is the right location? So as you said, this is where we're setting up this trip and we're involving the best experts of all areas. On the Monday afternoon, we're going to have a seminar where we talk about everything that's related, immigration, real estate law, corporate law. We're going to talk about healthcare. We're going to talk about shipment with Pablo. I'm going to be helping a little bit with expat decision making. What are those things that we need to consider? And then, of course, properties. We've known Jose Juan for quite some time now, right, Jose Juan? It's been almost 2 years that we've known each other, all of us actually. And he's the most trustworthy person I know here in the region. We live very close to each other, about a 50-minute drive away from
One.
each other.
Please
Yeah.
smile.
And so please go ahead. We want to hear everything that you know in a condensed way about real estate. What's your, like, this is Pablo's favorite question. Do you recommend to buy or rent when you first move to a new location?
Honestly, I think a lot of people would tell you to rent. That would be the first option that people will give you. Rent, and then, and actually that's how they do it. Like rent first and get to know the area, and then you decide. But honestly, I also think that if you like to invest, or if you're already considering move for good, or have a second home or a business, I think the best move would be to buy, because you will lose time and profit at the end if you decide to rent first, to come and leave and everything. Someone that already that has been here and is thinking about buying or investing here is because they already felt something. Is they felt what we felt when we first came. We just fell in love with the place, with the people, with the area, with the climate, with everything. So I think, it's very important to understand that first, what you want to do here. Do you want to come and live certain amount of months during the year and then make some profit out of it on your unit or your property while you are not here, or you just want to do something as an investment option to be renting it either by Airbnb or to digital nomads? It's very important to define first what is it that you want to do here in your property or with your investment. But if you ask me, what would be better, rent or buy? I would say buy.
It's an interesting conversation starter.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what Pablo thinks. Maybe he
I do. This is why I'm smiling. So Pablo, go
Yeah.
ahead.
You want to have a debate?
No,
No?
I'm just curious.
Yes, why not? It's just really depends. So this is my personal opinion. Like once again, everybody's different, but I think when somebody wants to go into a different country where they have no idea, and this is why we're doing this trip, of what's to live there, with the potential of moving there, I would say the advice is to rent first for a little while. Because it could be potentially that they move into Riviera Maya and then eventually end up being, well, maybe I want to be in Puerto Vallarta after 6 months or whatever. But from the investment standpoint, if you find a good investment, it makes sense, and you have the means for it, and you have the money, why not? I understand where you're coming from, Jose Juan. I just think a lot of our people that I serve, even though, like, would you recommend people to ship their stuff to Mexico? Maybe not. It's just like you have to make a $10,000 investment or $15,000 investment, and maybe at the very beginning of the year, it's like 1 year, and they hire me to ship everything back, or to ship their stuff from Cancun to, like, oh, now I'm moving it to, let's say, I don't know,
San Miguel de Allende.
It's to another place. So it's sometimes a counterproductive advice, even against my own business, to say don't ship anything. But at the end of the day, I know what people, the people come to me and say, so they just invest $12,000, and then 6 months later they say, well, I need to ship everything back, give me a better price, because you are not ready to move to that one location. And I understand there are many other reasons why people do not make it, maybe for personal reasons, maybe family reasons, maybe the health problems or whatever. But I would say if you're making a big decision of moving internationally, you first do step by step. Although I know personally people that have purchased a penthouse in Playa del Carmen and has made over the last 5 years 80% return on their investment, or a big amount like that.
Yeah,
I personally know cases like that.
I think that's very important to mention, because honestly, the diverse investment options that we have here, I think, is the most important part. I mean, we have so many opportunities that you can come and actually you can rent a place with the option to buy.
Mm-hmm.
You could do that. So you can buy a pre-sale if you already lived the experience here. Like Pablo said, probably you already stay here and live the Playa or Tulum or Cancun, and you have been here for more than 6 months. You kind of know how it is. You kind of know if you want to stay or not. So if people wants to buy in the long term, they can actually buy a pre-sale, that is going to be delivered the 10 to 12 months later, or you can just rent a place and with the option of buying it and getting that place for, later on. You can also, the options here are endless. There are a lot of things that you can do here,
So let's come down to facts, because I think that's going to be interesting for those who are actually considering coming to our scouting trip on the last week of October 27th till the 31st. You see it up here. Pablo's put it up for us. Let's come down to facts. If someone wants to rent, and I know the region that we're covering is really large, because we'll be covering Cancun, Playa del Carmen, Tulum, Akumal, and Cozumel. So it's basically, the tour itself is 5 in 1. We're showing them 5 different locations. What would be, I don't know, like a generic 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom apartment, good quality, good location that you would recommend? I know you work with a lot of clients from the United States. So what would be a typical price, or what is the range for what people could actually
For a
rent?
very well located apartment and a 2-bedroom unit, with an acceptable price, and I'm just saying to start, okay, we can talk about $250,000.
Of course.
That's a good price. But what's important here, I think, is the appreciation that it's going to get, because the annual growth that we have on properties, honestly, I know a salesperson, not me, but like anyone else would tell you, oh, this is going to grow so much. The annual consistent growth that we have here in properties, the annual growth is about from 8 to 10%.
Mm-hmm.
So regardless of what you do, even if you buy a pre-sale, 12 months from now is going to be at least 10% more.
Exactly. Exactly. This is what we've been observing. It's almost for the past 6 years, it's been double digits. So it's been
Easy.
10% and around that. So let's talk about the same place that you said for about $250,000. You can actually purchase a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom apartment, good location. What would it take to rent something like this, let's say for 6 months?
That would, if it's a 6 months, that's a midterm rental. Okay. You're talking about renting it on at least a 2-bedroom unit, good location, $1,500.
Yeah.
$1,200 to $1,500 easy.
So you mentioned that this counts as midterm. What other terminology do we have to consider?
We have to consider when people rent it to digital nomads, and they rent it per month. Mm-hmm. Not only Airbnb though, because Airbnb is per night or per week. But there's a lot of digital nomads here. The market here is amazing, and people rent for 3 months, 2 months, 1 month.
How do the prices change? Like
it goes up at least 15%.
15?
Yeah.
Okay.
At least.
And then there's an option to rent longer term. Right?
Longer term. Yes, exactly. So when you rent long term, I usually make this math that if someone is renting you, let me give you an example. Someone is renting you for $1,500 a month on a midterm for 6 months, right? Okay. But if you rent it on a long term, then you charge about 60% of that, 70% of that, So that's 30% less, but you have the guarantee of a yearly contract.
And then the price will not change.
Absolutely. Exactly.
Absolutely.
What about getting a mortgage? Is this something? Is it possible in Riviera Maya to get some sort of a mortgage or kind of a support?
Yes, there are actually a lot of options, even for foreigners, for people from Canada or the United States, to get a mortgage. Not just in Mexico, but there are other companies that can help you to get that, and fortunately we have those connections to recommend you and for you to find a loan and be able to get your property. But also there are some developers that also finance internally.
Okay.
for the first, so let's say you give 30% down payment, then you start doing installments for about another, I don't know, 12 to 18 months until you get a loan, you get the unit and you pay for it. The loan pays for it.
Okay. Well, that's interesting. That's interesting. So we're very excited to have you as a speaker for our guests. Today, number one, we're gonna have a welcome seminar where you're gonna have a space to talk to our guests and you and many others. I mean, insurance services, immigration services, corporate law, international shipping, expat decision making. There's a lot of things to learn. And we wanna tackle all this information in a way that you can come, get to meet professionals in each and every individual industry, and get to know them as a professional. And then after day number one, we have all their activities, different places for us to get to know a little bit of Playa, a little bit of Cancun, a little bit of Tulum, Cozumel, and with that experience, have the experts spend time with you, so you can ask more questions.
Yeah, it would be great.
Absolutely.
This is what we're doing.
This is what we're doing. Exactly. This is what we're doing. One more thing, because I don't know, but there might be a lot of people who have actually never been to the region. So we're talking about a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom. We talked about prices to buy, to rent. Well, how should we imagine it? And it's a hypothetical question from me because I live here, so I exactly know. But I would love you to describe that. Like it was a client in the US, you're on the phone with them and you say, look, this is what you could generally expect from a well-located apartment for that kind of money.
Well, I think it's very interesting. That question is important because I know that in English that the word location in real estate is something that they always talk about. But I think it does have to do with location. But when you think about, for example, Playa del Carmen, you can find gated communities, okay? And they're close to the beach. But honestly, you can do a lot on walking distance or just using a bike, And the difference, for example, in price is in Playa del Carmen is the highway. That's how we define, on that side of the highway or this side of the highway. And that has to do with price. Let me put it to you like this. A client purchased a small house with a big backyard, okay, space for 3 cars and a 2-story home on the other side of the highway for just
which
about
is further away from the
which
from
is
the
farther
beach.
away from the beach, but it's what 15 minutes, driving, for just about the same price of a 2-bedroom condo 8 blocks from the beach. That's the difference, and that's why what we do here, and especially in the company at Riviera Colibri, what we do is first have like these kind of meetings, have a video conference, see what they want, because it's not only about tropical paradise vibe, and I know that we have an international and cosmopolitan community and you meet all kinds of people here and everything that's nice. It's very important. But when we talk about an investment, I think we have to talk about the sustained appreciation and growth that it has, regardless where you buy. The high rental yields, yeah. But if you rent farther from the beach, they probably need a car. So that's a different kind of people that is gonna rent your unit. So what is it that you're looking for? Are you planning to come and live 6 months out of the year and rent the rest? That will make a big difference on the area where you're going to be living or where you're going to be buying. And the diverse investment options that we have are countless.
Exactly. I think it's a really good point as well, Jose Juan. Sorry, Pablo.
Yeah, I was just wondering from the investment standpoint, if I just have to allocate some money, put it on this type of investment, would it be better? I'm just asking. I don't know. Would it be better to look for, let's say, lots or undeveloped property? Since the area it's continued to grow, maybe I don't want to deal with renting or Airbnb short rentals, all the things, and I just have $100,000, and maybe I'm expecting to make a good return on my investment after 2 or 3 years. What do you think about that? Is that it doesn't make sense, or you think it's better to buy things that are completely finished?
If you're thinking about investing $100,000, I would highly recommend you to invest in a lot and sit on it for 2-3 years. Because for $100,000, you probably get small units on a little bit farther from the beach, and you are not gonna have that. You will rent it right away because there is a lot of people working here that doesn't actually are from here that you will rent it. You won't make as much income as if you have a place, like a most touristical place. You will rent it and make profit on it, but not as much. So probably if you're okay just sitting on it, probably a lot would work for you.
Well, that's good. That's good to know. Thank you.
Yeah, I think.
I was gonna say it's been 20 minutes. I wanna go over the days.
Sure.
You see us very little, but I just wanted to put this up there. Over the days of what we're doing each day. Day number one, as I mentioned, is the day we're all gonna meet in Playa del Carmen, and we're gonna have a seminar with experts in different areas. These are experts that we know for many years. I mean, it's a year and a half, 2 years now. And they're being out there. They have a reputation, and we are happy to have them on board with our first scouting trip to Riviera Maya. On day number two, go ahead, Sylvia.
On day number two, we're showing another part of Playa del Carmen. So basically, what we really would like these people to show these people, to show all our guests who are signing up for the scouting trip, is sort of living and zoning. How does it look like? How does it feel like? The different towns that we have will have different areas. So Jose Juan's been mentioning houses or condos or units, walkable or drivable. I live in a place it's a gated community. We have 2 pools, we have a common area, we have a small gym, and everything is at my disposal. I don't have a garden, but I have a rooftop terrace. So there's something for everyone, and there is something for every budget. And this is what we want to show you. So we're going to spend the first day and the second day zoning in Playa del Carmen in the different areas, so you get a sense of it. We always have some fun activities included in the day, so they're not only very real estate or information focused, but that we also show the joy and the fun of living in the area, which is super important. So the second day is Puerto Aventuras Playacar, which are amazing, beautiful gated communities. For me, who's not American, they're very American looking, but they're super safe and secure and beautiful, manicured. It's really nice. I actually like going there. My son goes to school in one of those areas. So that's day number two. That's when we're going to do the cooking class, right, Pablo?
Yeah, well, yeah, at the end we have the cooking class, and the optional is the temazcal. So we're doing a scouting trip, but this is a different type of scouting trip because we're teaching all of these different things about what's to live in Mexico, but we're also adding all the things that are part of the culture of Riviera Maya. Frankly, it's just Riviera Maya, Mexico. And that's the number is cooking classes, and tequila and mezcal tasting. And as an option is we can do a temazcal. I never done it before, so maybe it's a thing that I would like to do.
I think it's a thing that we all have to try at least once.
Yeah.
I've been doing
Have you
regularly.
Have you done it, Jose Juan?
Of course.
Oh my God! Wow. Day number three.
Day number three, that's the day when we're going to Akumal and Tulum, which are other areas of our scouting trip. We're going to have a look at those areas. These are different towns and with a really different vibe, right, Jose Juan? Which one is your favorite, actually?
Honestly, anything that is close to Playa del Carmen, I just loved. I think for me is the best part. Tulum is very nice. The vibe is very different, and I think the uniqueness of each place is what makes the Riviera Maya so interesting, because the way that it will be completely different. The experience that you will have in Cancun and Playa or Tulum. And then when you go in between in these places like Akumal or Puerto Aventuras, and it's totally different. So I think the diversity is what I like the most.
Yeah, I think I can only agree with you on that one. So, and then of course on the day number 3, we do have something fun to do after the zoning and living of Tulum and Akumal. We're going to go on an ATV jungle cenote zipline tour, which is super safe and secure for any participants, and it's also very adventurous for those who are out for an adventure. And of course, there's always an optional activity for the evening. Day number 4.
There you go. I think you're the best to describe this one. So it's a catamaran to Cozumel, where we could be doing snorkeling if you wish. But we also want to spend time with some of our speakers who are gonna go and spend time with you. It's beautiful. I've done it. I've done one of those catamarans. So it's a lot of fun. And it's included is drinks. You can grab a beer. We can get a beer together. So that will be fun.
Absolutely. And of course, besides the fun part where you can snorkel or just stay on the catamaran and enjoy the ride, we do have a look at Cozumel itself from a living and zoning perspective. So that's going to be our day number 4. And if anyone is up for the nightlife, Coco Bongo is one of those massive, major show places where it's a discotheque and a show all together. So there's always an option to have more fun.
How it goes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you see how it goes, because I did the Catamaran once, and it was a lot of action.
It is a lot of action in its own already. That's right.
This is very exciting, guys.
Day number 5. I'll let Josefan describe Cancun a little bit. We're gonna go.
Well, Cancun on the day 5 is seeing all the hotel zone, the marina, residential areas, the local markets. I think that's a place. That's the day when they can also do. There is a Day of the Dead, the Dia de Muertos, the celebration in Xcaret, which is an optional. But honestly, if you haven't been here or have never done it, I highly recommend you to see it and do it, because it's something that even us that live here expect that every single year, and we never get tired of it. It's something that you have. It's an experience that you have to live. It's just amazing. It's amazing.
That's right. That's absolutely right.
I think that I know we're on time, but I think it's important to keep inviting people and to join us to this amazing trip that we're doing in this tour. And think about a lot of people just thinks about Cancun or the Riviera Maya as a touristic place, and it is. But honestly, for the ones that we live here, it's an amazing place to live. And when you come, you will see that it's not only the strategic location and connectivity that we have because of the airports that we have, Also, like I said, the real estate market and the profitability that you can get out of it, it's amazing because, like I said before, also the diverse investment options that you have will lead you to do a lot of things. So whether you come on vacation, you come to stay a couple of months a year, and you want to leave or leave your home just to invest and rent it, the options are, thousands of it.
That's amazing.
Exactly. And Pablo, thank you for putting up the special promo code. You want to talk about that?
Yes. So this month, we have a promo. This is the Mexico month for expatsy. And if you're interested and you are ready to pull the trigger and want to join us on this trip, once again, I'll put first the dates, which is at the end of October. Put them on the screen. We have a discount code, and it's down on the screen. So you go to the Expatsy website, look for the scouting trips, look for Riviera Maya, where we have more information. And if you're ready to join our scouting trip, we'll be happy to help you, serve you, show you what's to live in Riviera Maya, and you get a discount. And this is only available for October. For this month.
for this month. And there's actually another discount code. So that one, Mexico one, is for one person, and the discount is $150 from our scouting trip. But if you come as a couple, then use Mexico 2 as your discount code, and you get $250 discount as a couple. So that's a good one. That's amazing.
Thank you so much. See you tomorrow at the same time.
Same place, same time. High five. Bye.